So, a nice extension activity following a read aloud that's focusing in on phonological awareness is to really think about drilling down to address some of those students who are still struggling with the area that you were targeting in the larger group. So for the extension activity, you might think about having a maximum of 5 students around you, and you would have in mind that you're targeting the idea of blending. And now it could be blending individual sounds like we did earlier, or for the students who find that too difficult, we could be blending individual syllables, okay? And so you can choose target vocabulary from the book that matches those goals. So you would be choosing short words for focusing in on sounds, so words that have consonant vowel consonant or vowel consonant vowel, and words that have 1 or up to 4 or 5 syllables, so longer words. In this book, the animals are making a stew. And so you would have your book open to a picture of the stew, and you would help the children to understand what is a stew. And you would define that for them, help them understand that someone would make it, and you would tell them that today, together, during your extension activity, that you're going to make a pretend stew. Now this is going to be a stew that really animals might like to eat, but not people. So we're going to put some silly things into this stew. You're also going to ask the students sitting around the table that they listen very carefully to you breaking a word up into its smallest parts, into its sounds or into its syllables, depending on where your student's level of skill lies. And if they can blend it back together, like you did in your activity with the large group read aloud, then they get to put the item into the pot. So what you would want to do is you would want to have your words divided up into words that you're going to have broken down into individual sounds and words that you'll break up into syllables. You will be breaking them up and the kids will have to blend them together. And so you'll have them, and what you'll do is you'll say, okay, I have something that we're going to add to the stew. It's going to be a silly thing that people wouldn't eat, but animals might like to eat. So the thing we're going to add is a web. So if they get it right, they get to add the spider web to the pot and stir it up. If it's too difficult for them, you need to then make it easier by either shortening the pauses between the sounds and the words, so it would sound like this, web, or if even that is too difficult, you could give them a choice. You could say, okay, it's do you think it's web or duck? So you give them something that sounds entirely different and see if they can make a choice for which one they think they're hearing broken up into the individual sounds. You would do the same thing for your syllable level. Okay, I have something we're going to add to the stew. It's something that people might actually eat in a stew. The word is broccoli. Anybody know it? Broccoli, right? So we make the smooth blending motion to match the blending of the syllables together. If they get it, then they get to add the item to the pot and stir it up. And you can talk about, oh, be careful, that's very hot. And to make another connection to your read aloud at the end, you could say, okay, the word that I want you to guess is a-ch-oo. Achoo. Yes, if they guess that, they say, yes, we can all say achoo. Anybody want to add the pepper into the stew like the animals do in the book? So you have one student add it and we all blend that word together, achoo. That would be a way for you to end your extension activity with a focus on syllables and individual sounds.